Welcome, students. This is the second math lesson for the green group this week. This work is called Circling Multiples. For this work, you can use the 100 paper. You'll find this in the Montessori math packet if you have that on paper at home, or right here you'll see the number 3 on the list here is called the 100 paper, Circling Multiples. I can open that up. And again, I'm just going to send that to Notability. I'll create a new note. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add this to an existing note. I'm going to add this to my Montessori materials packet that I finished earlier this week. That actually would be kind of nice. There, now they'll end up on the same page here. And there's that Montessori packet that I started last week. There's the multiples of 1, the multiples of 2, the multiples of 3, the multiples of 4 and 5, 6, etc. And now at the bottom of this work, I have this new blank work, the 100 paper, Circling Multiples. Now this is going to be kind of a cool work. As we work on this, we're going to notice some patterns that start to arise. And we're going to use those patterns for next week's work. To begin with, I'm going to circle the multiples of 1 through 10 using these colors. Now, I'm going to do it in a real specific way, so do follow along. With a colored pencil or crayon at home, I'm going to start with red. Now, notice every single number is red. So when I circle these, I'm going to do it in a real specific way. Watch how I do this. I'm going to take, I could do this with a highlighter, I could do it with a pencil. Here I'm going to do it with a highlighter. I'm going to start with a real small, actually no, I'll do it with a pencil. That was red, and because it's going to be every number, I'm going to start with real small circles. You'll see why in a moment. So to begin with, we've got multiples of 1 are every number, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to do the first couple rows to begin with. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it's every number, right? So I can just go ahead and color every number here, really, showing that every number is a multiple of 1. 1 times any number is always itself. In other words, 11 times 1 is 11. 21 times 1 is 21, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm circling the multiples of 1, and just because I want to be efficient, that's just a fancy word for being lazy, I'm going to take these numbers here, I'm going to copy that and paste it down here. Oh, look at that. I used the pattern that I noticed, and I was able to repeat it to speed up the process. Do it again if I want. Let's see here. Use the pattern that I noticed. Every number is colored, and I can just use that pattern to my advantage. I can take that and copy it and paste it. When you notice a pattern like that, use it to your advantage. All right, so now I have every number colored. I'm showing that every number is a multiple of 1. Next up would be the multiples of 2. That would be, let's see here, light blue. Oops, no, I'm sorry. Multiples of 2 is here. That would be green, and that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And so I can use the multiples packet. I can also use tables A and B, which also have the multiples of all of these numbers. So that was green that I'm doing next here. There's a green pencil. Come in here and circle these green. Now I like to do this on paper personally with a colored pencil. It's a chance to get creative and get artistic. So now I'm circling just the multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and so on. So now I've colored the multiples, I've circled the multiples for 1 and for 2. Next would be 3. So going back up to 3 now, I'm just reminding myself, what was the color for 3? What does that pattern look like? Yeah, and remember, we wrote down those patterns last week as well, didn't we? So in your packet, you should have some patterns. That's going to help you with this as well. Use those patterns to your advantage. It's like a hint. All right, so I noticed this pattern here, right? I noticed the pattern is this diagonal, 6, 15, 24. I also, just in the habit of counting by threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. I do recommend practicing that way too, just getting in that habit. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and let's see here, 3s are pink, so I'm going to use a pink pencil for this one. So I'm coming back down here to my my paper here, pink. Let's see if I can find a good pink color. I like, it's kind of bright. That's kind of a bright color, but maybe I'll use this one here. That's a little better. So 3, 6, 9. Now yours does not have to look exactly the same as mine. If your colors are a little bit different, I'm going to try to keep them consistent with these colors that we use for the beads. It just keeps things more consistent, less confusing. But if you want to make your circles a bit brighter than mine, go ahead. 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. So we're going to get circles. Some of them are going to have many circles around them. Notice that. All right, I'm going to do one more with you before I let you finish this work up on your own. We'll go ahead and take a look at the 4s together. Here are the 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Notice the color is yellow this time. So I'm going to come down here, and we've got, all right, so starting with yellow now. There's the yellow color. So it's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, and 40. So we're starting to notice that some numbers only get circled once, or maybe only just have a red dot. They all have a red dot, right? Some get circled twice. Some get circled many times. What I want you to notice as you're finishing this work, you'll do numbers 1 through, you'll circle all of the multiples of 1 through 10. So now we have 1 through 4 done. You'll have 1 through 10. And we're noticing which numbers are circled the least and which numbers are circled the most. And I'd like you to make a note of that down here. So let's see here. I'm going to write in black. And we're going to make a note. And I would like you to use a complete sentence, or at least not a complete sentence, but I would like you to try to identify which numbers are only circled, we'll say once or twice. So go and write this question down in your on your page here when you're done. Which numbers are circled twice? I'm curious. I'm curious about that. I'm also curious about which numbers are circled most. Which numbers are circled most? I'm also curious about that. So see if you can find maybe 3 or 4 numbers that seem to be circled much more than the others. All right, so we're circling the multiples here, circling multiples. All right, that's all for this work. Have some fun with this. Let me know if you have any questions. The more artistic, the better. I'm looking for some beautiful work. Take care.